Good afternoon, and welcome to another great day that the Lord has made. Welcome to Monday, 12 noon, and it is time to reactivate the moment. I'm Marcus Ford, and I'm here to help push you, motivate you, and empower you to be the best version of yourself. Do me a favor. I need everybody to like, share, and comment under this live video. Like, share, and comment under the video, and tell a friend to tell a friend what happens right here at 12 noon on Mondays, where we reactivate at noon for your midday lunchtime motivational push. I'm so glad to have each and every one of you on. I'm so glad to have you here, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Do me a favor once again, like, comment, and share this video. I want to hear from you. I want to see you. If you do me a favor, drop who you are, where you're from. If you're from anywhere across the world, drop where you're from so I can shout you out. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, we have a great one today, and I want to start off by saying I'm going to shout out my wife. My wife, she is a great, awesome, anointed woman of God. Of course, she's my better half, but she has her own production company called QA Ford Production, Cornet A Ford Productions, and this coming October, she has a play called The Southern Hospitality, where me, yours truly, will be one of the one of the featured actors in this play. Listen, it is a dynamic play. Tickets go on sale. Tickets go on sale August the 8th. August the 8th. Be sure to get your tickets on August the 8th at qafordproductions.com. That is qafordproductions.com. You do not want to miss this play. It is going to be awesome. I can't tell you much about it. We still, we're doing the rehearsals and everything like that. But go to her page on Facebook and Instagram at QA4 Productions, on Facebook and Instagram. And I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I'm so extremely proud of her, and I can't wait for you all to see what's about to happen in October. First weekend of October, October 3rd and 4th. Be sure to be there. Be sure to have your tickets. All right. But without further ado, let's go ahead and tap in real quick. I want to push you. I want to motivate you today to let you know that even though things may not seem like that they are going the way you want them, assure you that before the blessing, there has to be a breaking. I'll say it again. Before you have your blessing, there has to be a breaking. A lot of times we get caught up in what we need and what we desire and the things that we want, not only from God but out of life, not only for who God is and for what we want God to do. You're welcome, baby. I love you, but for not God to do, but we want things to happen in our own lives. And the only way that we want those things to happen, we want to act like this. We want things to come to fruition just like that. We want things to come to fruition just like that. We want it to come into play just like that. But God doesn't work like that. God isn't a God where he just comes and drops on a dime sometimes. Yes, he may come when you want him, but they also say sometimes he may come when you want him, but guess what? He's going to always be there on time, but right in the nick of time when you need him, not when you want it to happen, not when you want it to happen. He's not going to come and do some things and make something miraculous happen when you want it to happen. No, he comes when you are ready. And how we get ready is we have to understand that there are going to be times in our lives, there are going to be situations that happens in our lives where it's going to cause us to bend a little bit. It's going to cause us to cause our mind to go each and every way. It's going to cause our hearts to kind of break a little bit. It's going to cause our souls to shatter. We're going to notice certain things and certain people in our circle. They're going to turn their backs on us. We notice that they're not going to support us the way we thought they should. We're going to notice that they're not going to be there when we want them to be there. But it has to happen. Why? Because in order for the blessing to happen, you have to go through some things. You have to go through some ups. You have to go through some downs. You're going to go through some ins and some outs. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose loved ones. You're going to have people to not support you and not be there for you. But That's when you realize that the more that happens, how often that happens, that's when you realize God is simply preparing you for what's about to come. The reason why we haven't gotten our breakthrough immediately, the reason why we haven't gotten our breakthrough when we want them to, is because we are still in preparation mode. In other words, we are still baking in the oven. Yes, we are still frying on the stove. We are still in preparation mode. There are some things that has to be right with us in order for us to get the blessing that we desire. You cannot receive anything from God, anything from anybody, until you are ready to receive it. For example, if you've been on your job for a certain amount of time, you feel like that you ought to get a promotion. You feel like that you ought to get a raise. You feel like that something should happen where you ought to level up. But for some reason, your boss does not see that way. Your boss does not see you. He doesn't see, he or she doesn't see that you're ready for it. He or she doesn't see that you are prepared to receive the raise, or you're prepared to receive the promotion. That's exactly the way God works. God is not going to give you a promotion. God is not going to give you a raise. God is not going to give you the increase. God is not going to give you the healing. God is not going to give you the breakthrough. God is not going to give you the blessing until you are ready for it, until you are prepared, until you are prepared not only to receive the blessing, not only to receive the breakthrough, until you are prepared to handle the blessing, until you are prepared to handle the breakthrough. He has it in store for you. He has it working out for you, but we aren't ready to handle it, because he knows that if we were to get our blessing, if we were to get our breakthrough prematurely, guess what? We wouldn't know what to do with it. We wouldn't know what to handle it. We wouldn't know how to handle it, because we aren't ready for it. And so God has to break you a little bit. God has to cause you to go to go through some things. God has to cause you to experience some ups, experience some downs. God has to cause you to experience these things. Why? Because he has to get you in preparation mode. We all right now are in preparation mode. We are right now in the mode where God is molding us and shaping us, and he's causing things to happen in our lives to get us ready. Yes, yes, you may have suffered from a setback. Yes, you may have feel like that God is not around. Yes, you may have lost loved ones. Yes, you may have lost trust in the ones that were around you. Yes, you may have lost the love for someone that was around you. Yes, you may not feel like that God is around, but guess what? He's always there. He's just preparing you. He's preparing you because sometimes we have to get lost before we can be found. I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes we have to become lost before we can be found. What I mean by that is that sometimes our mind, our body, our spirit has to get to a place where it seems like there's nowhere for us to turn. Have you ever had your back against the wall and it seemed like there wasn't a way out? Have you had your back against the wall and it seemed like you weren't going to make it through, or it seemed like you weren't going to make it over, or it seemed like you weren't going to overcome this obstacle, overcome this frustration, overcome this calamity that you're in? Have you ever been like that? If that's you, put your hands up, because I know I've been like that. There have been times in my life where I felt like my back was against the wall and I couldn't call on my wife, I couldn't call on my family, I couldn't call on anything or anybody, but it felt like God wasn't there. I kept saying to myself, and I'm pretty sure some of you have said to yourself, God, where are you? God, how come I can't find you? God, how come I've been praying, but my prayers haven't been answered? God, how come I've been crying out to you, but it seems like my tears aren't being wiped? God, how come that I look at over there and I see somebody and I know that they don't love you. I know they don't respect you like I do, but it seems like they're getting blessed. They're receiving the things that they're receiving the things that they've been praying for. But I'm sitting over here going to Bible study. I'm sitting over here going to choir rehearsal. I'm sitting over here going to church every service on every Sunday, and I'm still not getting the blessing that I've been praying for. I'm still not getting the breakthrough that I've been asking you for. It's because God is telling you that you shouldn't worry about what they're dealing with. You shouldn't worry about what they're getting. You shouldn't worry about how they're getting it. All you need to know is that I'm preparing you for your blessing. I'm preparing you for your breakthrough. I'm preparing you for what it is that you've been praying for. The reason why we haven't gotten what we've been praying for, the reason why it hasn't happened when we want it to happen, is because it's not about our timing. Our timing is a chronological time. A lot of us have a watch on our wrist. Maybe it might be an Apple Watch or a digital watch or an analog watch, whatever kind of watch you your wrist or you have one on your phone. And every now and again, you look at it to figure out when it is you're supposed to go home from work, when it is it's time for lunchtime, or here it is. You look at your watch to see, is it 12 noon yet on Monday? Because I got to get reactivated. But a lot of time we focus too much on our own timing when God's timing is the correct timing. Yes, I know my clock says 12:14 right now, but that doesn't mean that it's 12:14 in God's time. I know my watch may say 12:15 right now, but that may not be 12:15 in God's time. What am I saying? What I'm saying is that our time is one way, but God's time is the way. I'm gonna say it again. Our time is one way, but God's timing is the way. Why? Because it's only through God's timing that we're going to get our breakthrough. It's only through God's timing that we're going to get our blessing. It's only through God's timing that we're going to get our healing. It's only through God's timing that we're going to get lifted and get motivated and get pushed. Why? Because God has to break us in order to bless us. You have to go through some things. You have to go through some things. And it's all a part of God's timing. It's all a part of God's timing. God is strategic in the way that he works. God is very, very strategic. The reason why I say this is because God has a way of putting us on Front Street in front of the same people that have been praying on our downfall. God has a strategic way of putting us out there and throwing us out there in front of the same people, the same groups, the same family members that have been saying, "Oh, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna get there. You ain't gonna come through. You ain't gonna succeed." He has a crazy way of doing things. And what happens is that we want to cuss people out. My wife said it yesterday in church. There have been times where a lot of us wanted to cuss some folks out. We wanted to give people the 5-finger discount, as she called it. If you know what that means, you know what that means. We want to give people the 5-finger discount. There'll be we want to have do some things to some people because of how we felt, because we were sitting in and sitting on our feelings. We were residing in our emotions. We were residing in how we felt at the time. But God has a strategic way of putting our emotions on to the side and putting himself in our situation. The Bible declares that we should let the Lord fight our battles, because we ought to know that in him we have the victory. In him we already win. But every now and again we try to put our hands in the pot. We try to put our hands in the fight, and God is telling you, no, I don't need you to do that, because I got it under control. And the reason why a lot of us haven't gotten the things that we pray for is because we feel like that we can do it. We feel like we can work it out. We feel like we can fix it. We feel like we can handle it. We feel like we can put things together. But God is telling you right now, or right now this afternoon on a Monday, that you don't have to figure it out. Why? Because he's already worked it out. You don't have to figure out why you're not getting your breakthrough. You don't have to figure out why you're not getting the promotion. You don't have to figure out why you're not getting the new car, the new house. You don't have to figure out why you're not getting the raise. You don't have to figure out why your kids are acting crazy. You don't have to figure out why your spouse is out of control. You don't have to figure out why it is that your prayers aren't being answered. You don't have to figure out why it seems like people don't love you the same. People don't treat you the same. People don't walk with you the same. People don't talk with you the same. You don't have to figure it out. Why? Because God is already working it out. And the Bible declares that everything that is meant for evil, God is working it out for my good. So I need for us to understand this Monday afternoon that God is working it out. He's working out the heartbreak. He's working out the heartache. He's working out the pain. He's working out the frustration. He's working out your fears. He's working out your confusion. He's working out your doubt. He's working it out for you. And if God has his hands on it, guess what? There's not a devil in hell. That's not an enemy that's in your face. That's not an enemy hiding in the post. There's not an enemy hiding in your comments. There's nobody around that can break what God is trying to put together. Why? Because if God has his hands on it, guess what? Nobody else can touch it. Nobody else can damage it. And I don't know about you today, but I'm here to decree and declare that God has his hands on you. And as long as God has his hands on you, guess what? Can't nobody mess you up. Can't nobody mess you out. Can't nobody frustrate you. Can't nobody put harms on you. Can't nobody do anything to you. Why? Because he has his hands on you. If that's you, put in the comment section, he has his hands on me. He has his hands on me. And what that means is any situation in your life that you need a blessing from, any situation in your life that you need God to touch, any situation in your life that you need God to deliver you from, or to put a hand on, all you got to do is say, God, put your hands on me. And that he's not just only laying his hand on you physically, and he's not only laying his hand on you, but he's laying his hand on your situation, on whatever your situation is, whatever your it is. God is laying his hands on it. And as long as God's hands are on it, guess what? You're going to receive a blessing from it. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but somebody in here, somebody watching in the replay ministry, some of you need God's hands on it. And so you need to decree right now, God, I need your hands on it. I need you to work it out for me, because I've tried and it didn't work. I kept trying and it still didn't work. I thought you had it. I thought I had it under control, but it still didn't work out. So God, I need you to do what you do and be the God of all, be the omniscient one, be the omnipotent one, and put your hands on my situation, God, because I'm taking my hands off of it. I'm wiping my hands clean, God, and I'm leaving it to you. Why? Because you told me that you were going to fight my battle. So, God, I'm leaving my battle to you, and I want to come out victorious. Why? Because you have your hands on it. You have your hands on it. He has his hands on it. He has his hands on it. The breaking is necessary, ladies and gentlemen. The breaking that you're feeling is necessary. It's necessary. We may think that it's not, but I promise you it is necessary, because it is needed. Not only, here it is. Thank you, Lord. The breaking isn't needed for you to just say, okay, I'm being broken, so I got to get a blessing. No. The breaking is needed for you to understand that whenever life brings you, and whenever life be lifing, right? Because we all like to say life be lifing sometimes. Whenever life is lifing, that's a part of the breaking. And what the breaking represents that there has to be some things in your life to be put out of place. Because what we did was we put certain things in place in our lives to work out for our good, for our purpose. We put certain things in place to work out to work out to benefit us, meaning us in the flesh. So God sometimes has to break you and has to break certain things in your life so that he can put it back together so you can work out for his good. A lot of times we haven't gotten the things that we wanted because we are not working out of his good. We're trying to work for our good when God created you to work for him. The Bible says that he created us in his image, meaning that he created us for a purpose for him. He did not create you for a purpose for yourself. He did not create you to put you on earth for yourself. He put you on earth for him. So sometimes the breaking has to happen so that God can get the benefit and God can get the glory from you to him. We have gone too long and so far with giving ourselves and giving other people the glory, when God has said, no, I didn't bring you out of that. I didn't bring you through this. I didn't cause you to overcome. I didn't cause you to come out of that fire. I didn't cause you to come out of that pit. I didn't cause you to come out of come out of that rut that you're in so that you can give somebody else the praise. No, I caused you to come out of that rut so you can give me the glory, so that you can let everybody else know that nobody did it but God, so that you can tell everybody else that it wasn't him, it wasn't her, it wasn't them, it was nobody but God. Yes, you may have prayed for me and I appreciate your prayers. Yeah, you may have spoken life into me and I appreciate you speaking life into me, but at the end of it all, God has the final say, and God has been and is the author and the finisher of my faith. So my faith wasn't in you, but thank you. My faith wasn't in you either, but thank you. But my faith was in God, because I relied on the faith that he gave me, and I allowed him to break me and to put me back together so I can look better and so I can look better and be better than what I was. And now you can declare to each and everybody that's around you. Now you can declare to the people that have been saying, oh my God, how did you make it out of this? Oh my God, how did you survive cancer? How did you survive diabetes? How did you survive that health scare? How did you survive the car accident? You can say it was nobody but God, and you can decree and declare and let the world know that I'm still here, and it's only by the grace of God. By the grace of God, yes, I may have been broken, but I'm still here. Yes, I may have been crying, but I'm still here. Yes, I may have been frustrated, but guess what? I'm still here. Yes, I may have fallen back and fallen short, but I'm still here. And yes, you may have seen me hurt. You may have seen me going through. You may have seen me going in. You may have seen me wanting to give up. You may have seen the towel in my hand and I was about to throw it, but something told me to put that towel back down. Why? Because there's some fight still left in me. There's some fight that I have to finish. There's some things that I have to get through. There's some things that I have to overcome, and I know that I can overcome it. And I know I may be crying right now. I may be going through right now. I may be feeling like I want to give up right now. But the Bible declares that weeping may endure for a night, but my joy is coming in the morning. So I may be crying right now, but at least I can get up and say my morning is here. And I need for somebody to put in the comment section, my morning is here. Even I know it's afternoon. I know it's a little past 12, but guess what? It's still morning. God is going to turn your morning into morning. What I mean is God is going to Mourning into morning. He's going to turn your morning into morning. Turn your sadness into joy. He's going to turn your frustration into joy. He's going to turn your calamity into joy. The peace that you didn't know that you had, he's going to resurrect it. The didn't know you had, he's going to resurrect it. You've been mourning too long. You've been frustrated too long, and God is about to flip the script, and he's going to turn the mourning into morning. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but God is going to turn your mourning into morning. And here it is. I got a revelation. I told her I was going to use it. I'm going to tell her tomorrow when I see her. But there's a lady in our play named Miss Kathy. She's a sweet, sweet, sweet lady. And she was telling me about this book that she wrote. And she had to speak somewhere. And she gave me this revelation. The Lord gave me this revelation through her that said that weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. And then she was speaking to a group of women, to some people that have been going through mourning. They have been going through the mourning. Mourning. The Mourning. They've been going through that, and she said God's going to turn your mourning into morning. But then here it is. Here's a revelation that God gave me through her, and that the only difference between the morning and the morning is you. Because if you take out the you in morning, it spells morning. If you don't get it, it went over your head. Write it down on a sticky note, on a piece of paper or something. But if you take out the you in morning, it changes it into morning. So the only flip is the you. In other words, you have to understand that whenever you put yourself in a situation, God has the authority and has the right to take you out of the situation in order to change your situation. A lot of times we want God to change our situation. A lot of times we want God to work out our situation. A lot of times we want God to put things up into place in our situation. But every now and again, sometimes God has to take the you out of the situation in order for the situation to change. Why? What am I saying? What I'm saying is, a lot of times it's not our situation that's the problem. A lot of times it's us that's the problem. I know. You don't want to be real today. You don't want to be transparent and say, yeah, I'm the problem. Yeah, it's me. No, you want to blame everybody else. You want to point the finger at everybody else and say it's them and it's him and it's her, when in actuality it could be you. Have you ever thought about that it could be you? And the reason why you're crying and the reason why you're going through these things is because of you. You ever thought about that? You ever thought that it could be you? So in order for the situation to change, in order for your situation to change, you have to take the you out of it. Because and have you ever been in a situation where you realize that once you were taken out of the situation, that it ended up not being a situation anymore? Yeah. There have been times in my life where because sometimes I'm a little stubborn. I want certain things a certain way, and sometimes I'm a little bullheaded, and I want to do things, and I got to see it through. And even though if I know it ain't gonna work, I'm gonna see it and try to make it work. And it didn't work out for me. But then once I removed myself from a situation, things worked out. Have you ever been in a relationship that you wanted to work out so bad, but it seemed like it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. It seemed like it wouldn't work out. It seemed like whether it's a friendship or relationship or whatever, it didn't work out. But then when you removed yourself out of that relationship, out of that friendship, out of that situationship, when you removed yourself out of it, you felt the weight that come off of you. You felt a little brighter. You felt a little happier. You felt a little light on your feet. You ever felt that way? That's because you took you out of the situation, or God took you out of the, because we have to get to a place where we allow God to be God. We have to get to a place where we have to sit and say, you know what? Let me sit back and think about what this thing, and let me see what's going on, and let me see why in the world things aren't happening the way that I want them to. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. And there's nothing wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Hear me clearly. There's nothing wrong with realizing that you are the problem. It becomes wrong when you don't realize that you're the problem. That's when it becomes a little worse, and that's when it seems wrong. Well, you don't even realize that it's you. But in order for you to receive your morning, to get out of your morning, rather, you have to remove you from the situation and watch. Remember, there has to be a breaking. There has to be something in your life that has to break before God can bless you. There has to be something in your life that God has to break before the blessing can happen for you. Something. I don't know what it is. You may not even know what it is. If you allow God to be God, he can show you exactly what it is that has to be broken in order for you to be blessed. My prayer is that you are blessed beyond measure. My prayer is that you receive everything that God desires for you. My prayer is that God continues to lay his hands and keep his hands on you to help carry you through whatever you're going through. But also my prayer is for you allow God to break you, for you allow God to shift things around in your life, for you allow God to maneuver some things in your life, for you allow God to remove you from your morning so that you can receive your morning. So I want God to remove you from your morning so that you can receive your morning. I pray I pray that this has blessed you. I pray that this has pushed you. This has motivated you to be a better version of yourself. The whole goal of Reactivate the Moment is to empower, is to refocus, is to cause you to reactivate those things that have been laying dormant in your mind and your spirit, for it to push you to a better version of yourself. And if that's you, I need you to decree and declare, God, remove it. God, break it now. Break it now. Thank you, Marco. Shatter it now so that I can receive what it is that you want from me. I can receive what it is that you have for me. So that when I receive what you have from me, I'm going to bless you in return because of the breaking. There has to be a breaking, ladies and gentlemen. Look, thank you. Look, there's my time for today. Thank you, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for joining. If you have come on a little later, if you have come on towards the end, I need you to go back and watch it from the beginning. Thank you to everyone that's on the replay ministry. I like to call it my replay ministry when the people that come in like after live, that they know it. If that's you, I need you to put a hashtag replay. Do me a favor. If you have come on, please share this broadcast, broadcast so that people can know what goes down every Monday afternoon at 12 noon. I used to be on Mondays at 8 p.m., but I decided to shift it a little bit and come at 12 noon to catch on your lunch break while you're eating your lunch, while you McDonald's or whatever you're eating on your lunch break. I hope that this has blessed you and this will bless you. Do me a favor. Follow me at reactivatethemoment.com I'm sorry, Reactivate the Moment on Instagram, Facebook, and on they got Thread now, and on Thread, Reactivate the Moment. Follow me on all those platforms and on YouTube. You can catch the replay on YouTube as well. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on YouTube for tuning in and watching. I appreciate you more than you know. Do me a favor, please share the broadcast. Please, once you share, please tag me, Marcus Ford, or tag Reactivate the Moment, so we can get those numbers up. And please use the hashtag Reactivate the Moment, hashtag Reactivate the moment. Listen, I appreciate you. I love you more than you know. And you tuning in means the world to me. So look, I will see you next week, same time, same channel, right here on Reactivate the Moment TV, as I like to call it, at 12 noon. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I will see you next week. Have a great day. Peace.